Once upon a time, in a land far away, there was an enchanted forest. This forest was unlike any other, for it was filled with magical creatures and plants that shimmered with an ethereal glow. The heart of the forest was home to an ancient and wise tree named Elderwood. Elderwood was the guardian of the forest, and its wisdom and magic kept the balance of nature intact. In a cozy burrow at the edge of the enchanted forest lived a little mouse named Oliver. Oliver was not like the other mice. While his friends were content to play and forage close to their homes, Oliver had a thirst for adventure. He often heard stories of the wonders and dangers that lay deep within the forest, and he longed to see them for himself. One sunny morning, as Oliver was gathering berries, he overheard two sparrows talking excitedly about a dark cloud that had settled over Elderwood. They spoke of a terrible curse that had been cast upon the ancient tree, causing its magic to fade and the forest to wither. The once lively forest was now in grave danger. Without hesitation, Oliver decided that he had to help. He knew the journey would be perilous, but his heart was filled with courage. Armed with only a small satchel of provisions, he set off toward the heart of the enchanted forest. As Oliver ventured deeper into the forest, the air grew thick with an eerie silence. The vibrant colors of the plants had dulled, and the magical creatures he had hoped to see were nowhere to be found. After hours of walking, he came across a glade where the sunlight barely penetrated the thick canopy of dying leaves. In the center of the glade stood Elderwood. The once majestic tree now looked ancient and frail, its branches drooping and its bark cracked. Oliver approached Elderwood, feeling a mix of awe and sadness. As he stood before the tree, he heard a faint whisper. "Who dares to approach me?" the voice asked, echoing through the glade. "It is I, Oliver, a humble mouse from the edge of the forest," Oliver replied, trying to keep his voice steady. "I've come to help lift the curse that has befallen you." Elderwood sighed, its branches rustling softly. "Brave little mouse, the curse was cast by a wicked sorceress who sought to control the forest's magic. She resides in a dark tower beyond the forest of shadows. Only by retrieving the crystal of light from her tower can the curse be lifted." Determined, Oliver asked, "How can I find this tower and the crystal of light?" "Follow the path of the silver leaves," Elderwood instructed. "But beware, for the journey is fraught with danger." With newfound purpose, Oliver set off once more. As he followed the path of silver leaves, he encountered many challenges. He crossed a rickety bridge over a chasm, outwitted a cunning fox, and navigated a maze of thorny vines. Each obstacle tested his bravery and cleverness, but Oliver pressed on. After days of travel, Oliver finally reached the forest of shadows. The trees here were tall and menacing, their twisted branches reaching out like claws. In the distance, he could see the dark tower, its silhouette looming against the dim light of the setting sun. Gathering his courage, Oliver approached the tower. The entrance was guarded by stone gargoyles, their eyes glowing with an unnatural light. As he drew closer, the gargoyles sprang to life, blocking his path. "You shall not pass," one of them growled. Thinking quickly, Oliver pulled out a piece of cheese from his satchel and offered it to the gargoyles. "I come in peace. Might you accept this humble gift?" The gargoyles sniffed the air and, to Oliver's surprise, stepped aside. "We appreciate your offering, little mouse. You may enter, but beware the sorceress within." With a nod of thanks, Oliver entered the tower. The interior was dark and foreboding, but he could see a faint light emanating from the top of a winding staircase. Stealthily, he climbed the stairs, careful not to make a sound. At the top of the tower, Oliver found the sorceress's chamber. The crystal of light sat on a pedestal, its radiant glow illuminating the room. The sorceress, a tall figure draped in black, was gazing into a cauldron, unaware of Oliver's presence. Summoning all his courage, Oliver darted across the room and grabbed the crystal of light. As soon as he touched it, a brilliant light filled the chamber. The sorceress let out a shriek of rage and tried to cast a spell, but it was too late. The magic of the crystal repelled her, and she vanished in a cloud of smoke. With the crystal of light in his possession, Oliver hurried back to Elderwood. As he placed the crystal at the base of the ancient tree, a wave of light spread through the forest. The leaves regained their vibrant colors, and the magical creatures returned, singing and dancing with joy. Elderwood's voice resonated with gratitude. "Thank you, brave Oliver. You have restored the balance and saved the enchanted forest." Oliver returned to his burrow, hailed as a hero by the creatures of the forest. He had proven that even the smallest of us can make a big difference. From that day on, the enchanted forest thrived, and Oliver's adventures became the stuff of legend, inspiring all who heard his tale. And so, the enchanted forest and its inhabitants lived happily ever after, under the watchful eye of Elderwood and the brave little mouse who saved them all. ####The end.